They're addressing the symptoms of that.
All right, stay with us here, folks, on the Alex Jones Show. More on the other side of this break with Ed Group, plus your calls straight ahead. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back to our third hour here on the Alex Jones Show. I'm obviously not Alex Jones. I'm Mike Adams, the health ranger, filling in for Alex today. But Alex is going to make an appearance, or at least via video. He's just been filming a special segment. It's going to air in just a few minutes, in about 8 minutes, in fact. But between now and then, we're going to be taking calls for Dr. Ed Group, the founder of Global Healing Center. That's the right domain name, isn't it?
Yes.
GlobalHealingCenter.com, specializing in detox. He's just given us a wealth of information on aluminum detoxification. Let's go to our callers right now. Tara in Virginia, you are on the air. Go ahead.
Oh, hi. Hi, Mike. I enjoy your website. I'm sorry for stuttering. This is the first time I've been on. Dr. Group, I have two small children, preschoolers. One's 3 and one is 4. And I've been on this awakening journey since about August because of thinking about Fukushima and why isn't EPA telling us about all of the dangers from it.
Go ahead, Tara, with your question.
My question is, what do I do to try and detox my kids? My little boy is starting to exhibit some emotional. He's very, very swings one way to the other on emotions. It's kind of uncontrolled, and it's not the way that he has always been. It's just sort of
so wild.
And I think it's because of this stuff. I mean, I've done everything I can do to keep him to. They had glass baby bottles, no BPA.
Well, good for you. Let's go ahead. Go ahead. Answer the question. And thanks for the call, Tara.
That's a good question, because with a lot of children, when you're looking at detoxification methods, some of them aren't really recognized as safe, or you don't know the proper amount of herbs to give children a lot of times. But what I've found works the best for children and is extremely safe for children is I use an oxygen-based intestinal cleanser, which actually releases monatomic oxygen into their bowel, which is completely safe. And I also am a big fan of the detoxified nascent atomic iodine. There's a few manufacturers out there that produce that, and that will also help detoxify a lot of the metals and a lot of the chemicals from their system in a safe way. There's also formulas that combine the herbs, cilantro, chlorella, cell wall fractionated blue-green algae, zeolites together that are completely safe to use with children. And that's one of the things we've specialized in and we have calls every single day from mothers just like yourself that really want to help children. And not only if you're seeing... It's globalhealingcenter.com, but not only because your children are suffering from symptoms, but even children these days that aren't suffering from symptoms should still be doing detoxification.
All right, great question, great answer, Ed. Sorry to interrupt. Let's go to Chris in California. We only have time probably for your call. Chris, you're on the air with Mike Adams and Ed Group. Go ahead, please.
Hello, gentlemen. I'd like to talk about the chemtrail spraying and the nano-aluminum particles that are filling our skies. I live out here in California, and where I live, it's usually very cold at this time of year, but the last few weeks, it's been about 70 degrees in the afternoon, where it's normally maybe 50, and it gets down to as cold as 20 degrees at night. And what I've noticed was ever since they started, I've been following this stuff about these chemtrails since about 2000. And when they do this chemtrail spraying... All
right, you have a question for Ed? I'm sorry to rush. You got a question?
Yes, and I was just wondering how much are the chemtrails contributing to the increase of aluminum in the soil and the water?
Great. Thanks for the call.
Extremely amount. The amount of chemtrails and aluminum in the air from 2006 to now is 50,000 times the amount that they were spraying. So you're looking at 20 million tons of aluminum nanoparticles. It just keeps getting worse and worse, and all across the United States and all over the world, you're seeing an increase, 50,000 time increase in just a few years.
All right, that was Dr. Edward Group. I want to thank you for joining me in the studio today, Ed. Great to have you on.
Thanks for having me on anytime, Mike.
Yeah, and folks, if you want Ed back, send an email to InfoWars. I love this guy. He's got a ton of knowledge. Stay with us. We got Alex Jones video straight ahead on the other side of this break, right here on the Alex Jones Show. Be right back. Just joining us today, this is the Alex Jones Show. I'm Mike Adams, the health ranger, filling in for Alex. And Alex has a special video that he filmed this morning on all the breaking news about SOPA, about the blackouts on the internet, about the Justice Department, about Anonymous having going back and attacking the RIAA, the MPAA, shutting down a bunch of sites. This video, which is 8 minutes long, is called The Internet Wars Have Begun. It's from Alex Jones. It's fresh off of his webcam that he just filmed it on. We're going to roll that right now, then we'll be back on the other side. Go ahead and roll that.
The internet wars of the 21st century are upon us. Our entire world, all commerce, every human activity globally is now being wired through the internet, and its importance is only going to intensify. Of course, it was designed by DARPA and the major Defense Department laboratories as a system to control and track commerce. They told the public it was done to survive a nuclear war. But the program that grew out of that is a system of panopticon surveillance. Now, the internet's a double-edged sword. The people of the world have used it to communicate, to organize. A true, alternative, diverse press has grown. And the system now that they've gotten us addicted to the web is attempting to move in with a program of control to begin curtailing and shutting down the internet as we know it. So in this special report on the heels of the whole SOPA fight, I want to break down just some of the basics here, because SOPA is only the tip of the iceberg. We have the intellectual property treaties that the U.S. is trying to sign that brings in SOPA-style censorship and control worldwide. It's not just SOPA, so these are the threats here. We have domestic laws like SOPA and the IP Act and others. We have all of this going on. Continuing, we have people like Google delisting Infowars.com and Prisonplanet.com and many other alternative anti-establishment sites from the Google News search. Not the web search, but the Google News search. They've also lowered our listings and other alternative media listings in the general everything web search. That's a huge issue going on. And again, Google acts like that they're stopping news aggregators when they are a news aggregator, and globally make up about half of what we know as the internet right now, and they're big globalists, obviously, that go to the Bilderberg Group and other meetings. We're also seeing preferred site preference with the big internet service provider companies themselves and the cable companies, where establishment media is being pipelined quicker to people. And if you're not part of the establishment, if you have a dog grooming business or a little local newspaper or whatever the case is, or startup TV system, you're beginning to be censored. And that's the whole peer-to-peer discussions and the whole debate about keeping the internet open and free and basically allowing equal access. So we've got that entire system going on. We also have the built-in surveillance of the internet and all the devices that tie into the internet. I mean, everything from washing machines to other appliances, not just your computers, are all tying into the internet. The smart meters that government uses to not just control how hot and cold your house is, but also decide and track what you're doing and decide how much to charge you and penalize you if they say you're using too much power. It's a total control system. The cell phones now being pre-wired with back doors to have your information downloaded and to have government without a warrant be able to dial in and listen to you audibly or track where you are in real time. The point is, they're setting the infrastructure of the web that ties into everything to totally track and control us. Remember Jesse Ventura's TV show, the police state episode that I worked on so much, that exposed the FEMA camp, NDAA, martial law program before the system was admitting all of this last year. Time Warner Cable and others, we got internal documents, sent actual notices out to their local Time Warner facilities and TiVo and others to go into your DVRs and to remotely erase what was on them. So the point is, they can totally take down anything they want. They could ban my voice across the internet with the Shazam type softwares, put out the order, and then it starts erasing it everywhere, claiming that it's copyright. Any voice print, any music, anything they want. It's in the Kindles, where they erased thousands of books last year that people had bought. that they'd already paid for just as a test to see if they could do it. You think you own the Kindle. You think you own the software. You think no, you don't. It's running you. It's controlling you. It's spying on you, and you waive your rights when you sign on to this. So these are ways the web is changing, the whole architecture, but not just the web, our entire society, our entire world. This is a system-wide attack. Then there's cybersecurity. The Pentagon announcing in all 4 branches of the military that they'll control the web. They'll preemptively attack sites that they don't agree with politically. You've got Cass Sunstein at the White House saying they'll go out and pose as alternative media to cause infighting. And then in the future, they want to have laws to arrest conspiracy theorists. He said people that don't believe in man-made global warming. Whether you believe in that or not, that's your free speech. He's saying arrest you. I mean, this is mainstream news. He says this with a straight face, and now the Pentagon's involved in it. Not just in arresting citizens secretly, but saying they'll shut down whatever they want on the web, separate from law. All of this is already going on. So we just saw last night, mega download, people arrested, no due process, millions of users. They'll shut down thousands of sites to get just one user who's supposedly uploading copyright stuff. Mega download was just an index for people to communicate with each other. Instead of going after the individuals downloading it, they go after the entire system. And this is happening more and more. We're also just seeing all sorts of other attacks, regulations, calls for taxation, state governments, international governments going after it because the globalists are monopoly men. They let you populate the web, fund it with all the software and things that you buy, and your internet company paying your bill for bandwidth every month. And now they want to come in and start shutting down the web that humanity has built and that is quasi-free and convert it completely over to a highly controlled system. They admit this. They call it Internet 2 and advertise it as if it's something new. So this is what's happening. And this is only part of the attacks that are going on. And it's incremental, so it's harder for people to notice. But it's not just governments trying to restrict. It's corporations already doing it. And so that's why we fight on all of these different platforms and establishment systems like Google and YouTube, because they advertise it as YouTube. The community builds it. Now they're making it where the communities can't communicate and they can push the content they want at you. They use our energy to build the system like slaves, and then they shut it down and consolidate it as monopoly men. For free society, for innovation, for everything, we need to keep the web free and move towards more freedom, not less. But there has been a clear launch of all this stuff they've beta tested to begin to really chop up and curtail freedom on the web. The internet war has begun in 2012. They're moving at warp speed on every front, not just with NDAA and SOPA, and the American Medical Association 2 days ago called for forced inoculations nationwide publicly. The tyrants are coming out of the closet because they know we're waking up and there's a global renaissance happening. So they're coming in with both feet to try to shut us down. Please get this report out to everybody. It's so great to see humanity energized fighting SOPA, but that's only the beginning. There's so many other issues, and people are really starting to pay attention. And that's what's exciting. God bless all of you out there that are fighting for freedom. Let's defend free speech, not just here in the U.S., but worldwide. I'm Alex Jones signing off from the front lines of the InfoWar. Learn more at Infowars.com.
All right, that was a special report from Alex. Thank you, Alex, for doing that this morning. And there's a follow-up to that. Alex and Kurt Nimmo are working on a special report that will be out, an expanded version of what you just heard. And Kurt is back there plugging away on that right now. That's going to be published here on InfoWars. Not sure if I'm sure it'll be a website article. Not sure where the video is going to appear after that, but you will be kept informed. Stay tuned also. Remember, Alex has his show on Sunday, and I'm sure he'll be covering this in more detail at that time. As Alex just mentioned in the video, the internet war is really on. Wednesday, January 18th will be remembered as a moment in history when the internet became a political force to be reckoned with. And perhaps yesterday, the 19th, will be remembered as the day in which Anonymous demonstrated that it is also a political force to be dealt with. It literally does have the power to shut down many websites at will. And that's something that governments don't like to have to deal with. But I think it's too late for the government. They're trying to shut down the internet, shut down free speech. to try to engage in widespread censorship, and they're too late.